Good morning, everyone. I'm still in my wake up stage. In my phlegmonitis stage. That's a word that my bestest friend in the whole world, my boyfriend, made up. And because we both have um, a lot of phlegm and mucus that we got to cough up all the time. So my family and I have a tendency to make up words, and he's come into my life and he does the same thing. He makes up words too. So my phlegmonitis is bad this morning. Oh God, life could be so funny. But anyway, I wanted to talk to you today. I mean, it hit me this morning, and I never know what I'm going to talk about, to tell you the truth. But I was making a couple of shorts this morning with music because I know there's a lot of y'all out there that likes to hear the music, and you forgot about it in the past, and you haven't heard it for a while. So when these songs hit me, then I throw them out there to you. Well, I'll tell you, I did one this morning, and it's by George Thorogood and the Destroyers, Bad to the Bone. Well, I put that out there, and I love that song. I just love that song, especially when I'm driving along on a nice sunshine day, and for whatever reason I'm not feeling like the greatest in the world, but and that song will come on. My God, I perk right up, and I feel like I'm bad to the bone, and there isn't anything that I couldn't do. Well, I look around at my situation now, and I've got a home, I got a roof over my head, but it isn't perfect. It's far from perfect, and it's winter time, and sometimes you feel like you're just in a survival mode, which I'm really not in a survival mode. Really, I have food, I have heat, I have electricity, I have a nice bed to sleep in, I have a wonderful family, I have a wonderful boyfriend, and I have me. I have wonderful me, and I have my little dog. So I, but there's times that you still feel like you're just surviving. Well, with me, it's been trying to boost uh, my self-esteem and stuff like that. So you got to just, and I think to myself, all right, I just got to jump up, and I've got to be bad. I've got to be bad. I got to be a bad mamma jamma. I got to be something that I'm not most of the time. That I'm this kind, loving, wonderful woman that sees everybody's side to things and stuff like that. But I don't have that get up and fight spirit kind of deal. Well, when I hear that song, man, I tell you, that fighting spirit comes out of me. And I'd like to be able to see all my viewers out there have that mentality, especially in this day and time. It's getting rough out there. The rent prices are going higher and higher, and the food is going higher and higher. And you can't buy a little tube of hamburger like that for any less than $5, maybe $6, and then it don't even taste like meat. So, but it's rough out there. Our living circumstances are rough. There's people out there that are homeless, and there's a lot of people out there that are ill, and you're living in your houses, and you're not wondering how you're going to make it from one month to the next, from one paycheck to the next, and um, you've got to um, you got to know and understand yourself well enough to know, how can I get from here to there? How can I make this better for me? Well, this channel's been about how to make our lives better with what we have. Okay. Well, when I first come in here um, with a walker, I did have a walker, and the walker was helping me get up and move around and stuff, but that was hindering me. It was hindering me, really, because everything in here is close enough that I didn't need it. But the problem was pushing myself up with my legs and getting up. But by grabbing that walker, I was preventing myself from using my own muscles and using my own determination to push myself up. And so I took my friend's advice at the time. He's now my boyfriend. Took his advice, and I left it in the car for when I absolutely needed in long distance walking. So, and that's and I had to bite the bullet, and I had to do that. So now I can push myself up. My legs are getting stronger by doing that. Sometimes we hinder ourselves with things that we think are going to help us when they're not. So I'm doing much better in pushing myself up and getting up and moving around. Although I still have some joint pain and stuff like that from the fibromyalgia and different things like that. So, but what I'm getting at here today is, how do we get that mentality that we're going to push through no matter what? Like say for instance, okay, I'm I'm going to use my daughter's mother-in-law and father-in-law as a little bit of an example. Now they're older than me, and they have a nice trailer. They just all bought a nice trailer. It's all set up really nice and everything, but he's given up. It's too painful for him to try to walk anymore, so he just sits in his chair and says very little and whatever. Well, she gets up and tries to move around, stuff like that, and she gets dizzy or different things, and she's fallen again. Now she's in the hospital, but she refuses to use the walker. There is a time and place for everything. And the time and the place for her is, she don't want to give up her freedom, which to her, using a walker would give up her freedom. Now that happened to me there for a little bit, because I had to use the walker to get from one point to another point, but it was much easier. It made it easier for me to make my legs walk, to be able to move from my apartment, when I lived in the apartments, from the apartments to the manager's office, up because I had to go pick up the mail or take my dog out for a walk or something. But and I felt that way for a little bit too, until I seen how the walker did give me some freedom. See, now she can't get herself to accept the fact that she would enhance her freedom if she used a walker in the house. And now she refuses, so she's fallen. Time after time after time. Use what you have to get you the freedom you need to get to the full freedom that you want. And and that's like all of us with our different food. And we maybe we think, well, we don't have this or we don't have that, and uh, well, grit your spiritual teeth, grit your human teeth if you have any. Like I've only got a couple up here, but grit them and listen to that song. Get that song out. Use your social media. I mean, you got a smartphone. Pull up YouTube and pull up that song, Bad to the Bone, and listen to it while you're directing yourself in the direction that you want to go. I mean, maybe you want to get up and take a shower and you just can't do it. Bring that bad to the bone mentality out of you. Say, for instance, if you can use the motivation of what would you do as a mother, and somebody was trying to take your child. You would do everything in your power to get up there and fight that intruder or whatever that was taking your child, or a dog was attacking your child. That fierceness that would come up out of you to save that child. Now, I understand there's a lot of people that can't move at all. I understand that. But this is just um, a feeling mentality that you need to have, is what I'm saying right now. So if you can, okay, I got to get up and I got to take a shower, but I can't. I got to take a shower, and so that bring that fierceness up in you and say, well, I need help to get a shower. Call somebody, and I mean, call somebody and say, hey. And I mean, but if you don't have somebody, that's all right too. Just keep that fierce mentality in you that you're gonna do something. You're gonna do something. If I want to do something about my food budget, sit down and get that fierce mentality in you and say, I'm gonna write me out a food budget, and I'm gonna start sticking to it. And if you need meds and stuff like that, take what money you got and work it in there. We don't have to have steak and we don't have to have hamburger. We can have noodles and butter, uh, and the meds, sit down and make yourself a budget, but you do it with that fierce mentality that I'm bad to the bone and I'm going to do this. I am going to do this. And I know that that probably don't make sense to a whole lot of you out there. And there was a time that it wouldn't have made sense to me, but I'm I'm a little bit further ahead of the game than a lot of people. I mean, we were all raised different, and I was shoved in the back corner all my life, and but when I got up and got out on my own, I gained a lot of street smarts. So I uh, I know how to get that fierce, that bad to the bone to rise up out of me. So I'm just saying, practice it. That's all I'm saying. Practice it. Listen to the song and any other song that in your lifetime that has boosted your morale and motivated you to get up and get more of a survival mentality is basically what I'm saying. Get that I can do it mentality. Let's stop trying to just survive. It's basically is what this whole video is about. Let's get out of that survival mode and let's get into that I'm going to do this mode. If I have to call somebody to come and help me do it, I'm going to get in that I can do this mode. I'm bad to the bone. And so I don't know. I know it didn't, the video didn't come out in the way I had it going on in my mind. And if you all notice, we all do that. We can sit all day long and say somebody upset you. Well, I'm going to give them people a piece of my mind. That's all there is to it. And you'll sit and you'll run through your head about how this is how it's going to go. And then when you get to it, it comes out like Jabberjaws. I mean, that ain't what I meant to say at all. So, but yeah, get rid of the survival mode is basically what I'm saying. Put yourself in that mode. I can do this. I can downsize to where it's going to be more efficient for me. I can make a budget that's going to be more sufficient for me. I can have the mentality that I only need to eat once a day, but as long as you've got, but if you don't have it, don't worry about it. Don't stress is the worst thing you can do for yourself. So I don't know if this made any sense or not, but basically get out of that survival mode and get into that I can do this. I mean, use your technology. Look up, use Google to your advantage. You got to have a phone anyway, and most of them are smartphones. Use what you have at hand. Okay, go in there and look up different recipes and stuff like that, and get very basic that you can. Make you out a budget, and if you can't get out and do it, then maybe have order it and have them bring it to your house. I know it's going to cost you a little extra money. Add that into your budget. Let's all get out of that survival mentality. It's just basically what I'm saying is that I can do this, and if it takes a song to listen to it, to boost you up, if you need to get up and it's cold in the house. Now, right now it's a little nippy in here, and I've got a sweater on. Now, I can't stand and do my dishes. I mean, I can with a sweater on, but I got to keep going like this. I got to keep going like this because, first of all, it sinks too high for me. And I splash water all over the front of me, or I get it all over my sleeves or whatever. And then I have to go around the rest of the day unless I want to change my clothes. And I've got wet on me. So, but if I take this big sweater off, which I've got a long sleeve under there now, it's a little bit easier to pull up or whatever. But it's hard for me to do things in the cold. So I have my speaker sitting up right here, and I can Bluetooth my phone into that and go to YouTube and throw that Bad to the Bone on, and I'm as loud as I want and just play it over and over and over again. And that's the good thing about YouTube as opposed to the radio. You can play whatever song you want to play over and over and over again. And so use your technology is basically another thing that I'm saying. Take advantage of the technology that's out there today to get you out of a survival mode and into that bad to the bone. I am bad to the bone. There isn't anything that I can't do. And of course, the Creator is going to help you. Creator helps those who help themselves. So just remember that. So that's my video for this morning. I'm going to try to do it a few more today. And I do want to try to get in there and get a shower and stuff. But like I said, I took the heater back there by my bathroom, and it's got the bathroom door open so the heat will go in. And I've been doing that for the last couple of days. But I'll try to do a few more videos because my views have been down, and my subscribers are going up, but there's not many people commenting, and there are not many people liking, and not many people listening to going through, letting the commercials go through. I know they want to hurry up and get done, but here's the thing. If people are coming on to YouTube channels to enjoy their content and stuff, and I find myself, I've done the same thing, but I try to go ahead and let the commercials on the people that I really like so that they can get paid. If the commercials are being watched completely through, it's the commercials that pay YouTube, and YouTube pays the content creators, the channels. So like, subscribe, and comment. And if anybody out there has the ability to send some super chats, super thanks is basically what it is. Any of us content creators out here be welcome it very, very much so. So, but anyway, remember, merry heart doeth good like medicine, and a broken spirit will dry up your bones. So that's what I'm saying. The survival mode tends to break their spirit. Get out of that survival mode. Get into that mentality, I can do all things through the Creator that strengthens me. And the good feelings and everything. So, but we'll talk to you later.